Dock. Safari.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Tech Tips. My name is Eric Cifuentes and today we are going to continue exploring accessibility settings on the iPhone. And this episode is actually geared towards the low vision user because this is something that has actually been asked for by the community because it's highly inconvenient, and it is the ability to toggle accessibility settings inside of just one app. And by that, I mean, let's say you have someone who uses invert colors. A lot of the time, when you're using an app, invert colors is superseded by the app's settings. So whatever the developer programs into the app will supersede whatever accessibility settings someone has set, and that primarily focused on contrast and color and inverting and all of those low vision settings that are very popular. Now there's a way to sort of supersede developer side settings and keep your preferred settings based on the app. So let's say you have one app that doesn't allow you to use invert colors just by having the setting on. So now you can go into the per app settings center and fix that. So let me just show you how it works instead of simply sitting here and explaining. So let's open settings and accessibility.
Page 1 of settings. One new item. Wi-Fi. Blue. No. General. Control. Homes. Accessibility. Settings. Accessibility features help you customize your iPhone for your individual needs. Handwriting. Logo other. Refrigerator.
And at the very bottom of the center is a new button called Per App Settings.
Per app settings. Button. App customization. Heading.
And as you heard it say, this is app customization on the settings side of things, on the accessibility settings side of things. So I have no apps in here because I really don't need this setting, but someone who might have some low vision might enjoy having this on. So
Add app. Button. Robinhood. Button.
Oh,
Robinhood.
actually,
Button.
I have Robinhood on here. Let me get rid of it.
Delete. Performed action. Delete. App customization. Heading.
All right, so I'm going to add a customization.
Add app. Button. Add app. Choose app to customize. Heading.
And here are all my apps, and I can choose one to customize. And you're going to have to do this one app at a time, but you can assign different settings to each app, and they'll launch whenever you open that app. And these settings they will usually supersede the developer side settings. So this is like a more powerful way of integrating accessibility into an application. So let's see what app I can.
Cancel. Button. Search. Dictate. Home screen. AI Dungeon. Ira. Amazon Alexa. App Store. BCBSTX. Be My Eyes.
We'll get it. Go ahead and add accessibility to Be My Eyes just for this sakes.
Be My Eyes. Add app. Button. Be My Eyes. Button.
Now if I tap on Be
Actions
My
available.
Eyes in the per app settings center,
Display and text size. Heading.
and here are some things I can change.
Be My Eyes. Heading. Display and text size. Bold text. Default. Button.
So you can have bold text,
Larger text. Default. Button.
enlarge the text just inside of this one app,
Button shapes. Default. Button.
change the shape of the buttons,
On/off labels. Default. Button. Reduce transparency. Default. Improve contrast by reducing transparency and blurs on some back. Increase contrast. Default. Increase color contrast between app foreground and background colors. Differentiate without color. Default. Replaces user interface. Smart invert. Default. Button.
So here's a very popular one, Smart Invert. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on.
Selected. Default. On. Selected. On. Default. Smart invert. Heading. Be My Eyes. Back button. Be My Eyes. Smart in.
And there are three settings when you click on something. There's default, on, and off. So default just means it takes whatever the default settings on the app are. On means it'll turn it on, and off means it'll never come on. So now let's go find Be My Eyes and see that Smart Invert is actually active.
Set. Dock. Phone. Edit mode. Page 1 of 2. Adjust. Page 2 of 2. Travel. Productivity folder. 13 apps. 2 new items. Productivity. Seeing a. Ira. Be My Amazon. Be My Eyes. Call a volunteer. Get live video support.
And there it is.
Call a volunteer. Button. Specialized help. Button.
And I'll be doing a tech tips on this app actually in the very near future. But there you have it. This app is now inverted, where if, and Be My Eyes is one of the more forgiving apps for sure, but if this was an app that wasn't very forgiving, that would not allow you to use invert colors because the developer has it set to always use a certain color scheme, then this is your saving grace. And you can do a lot of different things that affect low vision users. As you saw, you could bold the text, you could enlarge it, you can reduce transparency, and a whole host of other options. But now I've added this app to my per app accessibility, and it will always, unless I change it, it will always be loaded with invert colors. And that's the per app accessibility. So again, this is very useful for the low vision because it gives you an ability that you never have had before to override what the app developer has decided he wants or he or she wants you to see, and give yourself the ability to use your own presets that are better for your disability, visual disability. And that's per app accessibility, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and stay tuned for our next episode of Tech Tips. Thank you.